if someone's trying to figure out the role that they want to play in a relationship before they get into one, how can they figure that out? If they're brand new to a relationship, they're younger, or they just feel like they need a full reset because their life has been a struggle up to this point in their relationship or relationships.
Before you're in a relationship, you need to understand your personal strengths and understand where you're weak. Relationships work when you figure out how to use the differences to the advantage of the relationship. Most people go into a relationship trying to do what their parents did or try to fulfill stereotypical gender roles. Know what you're good at and know what you're not good at. Then look for somebody that can strengthen the areas where you're weak. I'm not really organized. My wife is. I need somebody that can organize my life. I have a lot of strengths that I bring into the relationship. I'm a visionary. I'm a thinker. I want to drive the areas that we're going as a family, but I'm not always good at getting there. I can come up with the idea. I can launch it, but my wife is the reason that we can sustain it. So really sit down and identify, this is what I can offer to a relationship. And be honest with yourself. If you're not a leader, learn how to be a good leader. As a man in the relationship, I view it as my job to be the leader of our family. But I had to learn how to be a good leader. The jobs I've had through my life and the opportunities I've had have presented a growth opportunity to learn how to lead. I've had the great privilege to be able to lead organizations around the world. And in doing so, I had to learn how to adapt myself to the culture where I was managing instead of expecting the people to adapt to who I am. I've been successful leading in different countries because I learned how do they work, and I learned how to lead them in a way that is productive and beneficial to them versus expecting them to work like an American. At one point, I employed 36% of our Bangalore facility. I stopped. In India, it's not okay to tell your boss no. And instead of telling them, you're wrong for not telling me no, I want you to tell me no, I'd always tell them, I know the difference between this and this. In India, they'll tell you this if I'm not going to do it, but I'm not going to be disrespectful and tell you no. And whenever I get a new employee, they laugh when I tell them that. And I kind of had that anxious, nervous look on their face. And I'm like, I'm okay if you do this. I know you're telling me that I'm not going to do it, but I'm doing it in a respectful manner. So in a relationship, if you're not a good leader, study leadership. There's tons of people that will tell you good leadership. Simon Sinek is a great leader. He can give you the skills to become a leader. And be honest with yourself. Would I follow me? If the answer is no, make yourself somebody that people want to follow. Then you can lead. You also have to learn how to follow to be a leader. Why do I want to follow you if I don't like where you're going? As a leader, you're going to make decisions that aren't popular. But you have to get the people on board to say, I'm willing to follow you, even if I don't agree. In relationship, we're often going to go places we don't want to go. There's going to be hardship. There's going to be a job loss. There's going to be illness. There's going to be sickness. How do we get through this together? In our jobs, I've had my pay cut 10% because the economy was down. Was I willing to do it? Yes. I was still employed. I got furloughed for a week where we weren't able to work because they couldn't pay us for that week so that we could maintain our company and we all would be able to keep our jobs. Am I willing to give up a week's worth of pay so that other people can retain their job? Absolutely. In relationship, you're not always going to have it. You're going to have a time where your spouse can't carry their load. Do I have the bandwidth and capacity to carry their load when they can't? Absolutely. It's okay to give 120% if your spouse can only give 80%, because there's going to come a time that you can only give 80% and your spouse is going to have to carry your extra 20%. Find what works and do it. Stereotypical role is the wife is supposed to cook. I've owned restaurants. I'm a chef. Guess what? I do the cooking in our house. Why? Because I'm good at it. I don't do what the world tells me I need to do in relationship. I do what I'm good at. I'm the more emotional person. My wife's less emotional. When it comes to developing emotions and emotional health in our child, that's more of my role. Why? Because I'm good at it. Do what you're good at, not what the world tells you to do, and you'll be able to run your house in a way that is successful.